Next up, Coastal Carolina. Not really sure what I know you like this team better more than I do. So hold on, let me get the poll running here. We got 6 wins for Coastal Carolina is what I have the graphic set at, which means it was at a 6 last night when I made these graphics, so hopefully it's still there. All right, Coastal Carolina. So Tim Beck back, second year as head coach, same coaching staff underneath him. This is going to be the first time in a while that we enter the season, and we enter a Coastal Carolina season, and Grayson McCall isn't the quarterback. Although he did miss time last year, so it's not like, oh, we have no idea what this team looks like without Grayson McCall. I mean, he's been injured here and there, so we've seen plenty of action when Coastal Carolina didn't have Grayson McCall at quarterback. Do you like this kid, Vasco? Or
I do. I mean, the numbers he put up last year speak for himself. I mean, as much as it could be like a sophomore slump situation where now that he's the full spread guy, he's the guy that's going to get every snap. That could like knock him down a little bit, but I mean, his numbers speak for himself. He's 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, 700 plus yards in a couple of games. Like that's really, there's not much you could say there. He did a really good job. We thought Noah Kim was going to start, and I mean, I guess that they trust this kid a hell of a lot more. So, yeah, this is I think their offense will be fine. Year two of this system, they'll be ready. Quarterback that was in this system technically last year for a couple of games. So, yeah, I like the offense of this team, but you have to play 2 sides of the ball.
Well, I don't even know. All right, so they brought, as far as their offense, they brought back their leading rusher, but they lost a couple of backs behind them, so not really the same unit coming back. They lost their top 2 wide receivers. They did bring in a couple receivers through the portal, but we're talking about a D3 kid, a JUCO kid, so I don't know if they necessarily fill those shoes. I think they should take a step backwards in that department. They bring back 3 starters on the offensive line, but the 2 that they lost were probably the 2 best O-linemen that they had. So I think, as far as the Coastal Carolina offense, you're taking a step back in every single position group. Most importantly, your superstar quarterback. So I think huge step back for the Coastal Carolina offense. On the defensive side of the ball, the defensive line got gutted. Now, in Phil Steele for Coastal Carolina, he wrote that they brought in some pieces through the portal on the defensive line, but I was looking, I couldn't find them. I always like to double check because Phil Steele.
I didn't see them bring in anything.
Right, because he obviously he writes that months ago, so like things could have changed. So I always double check. I couldn't find any pieces. I saw they brought in one kid from Youngstown State, but he's a 260-pound defensive tackle. So like, I'm not saying like, oh, he can't play, but like, I don't know how much a 260-pound defensive tackle could impact. But they lost a ton of production from the defensive line.
And the production they were getting wasn't very good.
Yeah, exactly.
Defense wasn't good last year, so, and you're not bringing anybody in to supplement that. So now the guys that were playing like crap last year, their backups are playing. So like that's why I was so I like this offense. I think the offense will be fine. I don't think it'll be as good as it was when Grayson McCall was at the front, but I think they're going to grow as the year goes on. But this defense could be the worst in the conference. I mean, it was pretty damn bad last year. And you don't supplement any of that. That tells you all you need to know. Like, unless they really trust these young guys that they had recruited over the last few years. But this coaching staff didn't recruit those guys, so they wouldn't even know that. So I don't know. I don't like this team most likely because of their defense. I think their offense will be fine. Maybe we go through their schedule. We can find a few steals.
Let's go to the schedule.
I don't like that. They always have an easy schedule. Somebody just commented Coastal. They always have an easy schedule. That's one thing Coastal does very well. They're smart with their scheduling, but man, it'd have to be a really easy schedule to carve up a bowl game here. Maybe they can, but I see William and Mary on there, so that's not as easy as it can get.
All right, here's Coastal Carolina's schedule. Let me just make it fit on the screen.
Oh, that is easy first 3 games.
Here we go. They can win that first one at Jacksonville State.
Win the first 3, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Virginia. I mean, shit. No, I know, but like, I don't think it's crazy to think that they could beat the Virginia at home.
Definitely not crazy, but I'd still lean them not winning that one. But because I do think Virginia's a little.
Let's say they lose either the Virginia game or the Jacksonville State game, or they'll lose one of those 3. Let's put them 2-1. So let's say they're 3-1 after that. The home to Old Dominion's probably a win.
Yeah, that's winnable.
Well, I mean, I also think
tougher.
Old Dominion, I think, will be able to stop the run this year, just like they did last year. The rest of the team is kind of, we're about to talk about them, actually. So let's put them at 4-1. At James Madison, loss. Louisiana's a loss. At
Troy's probably a loss. I like the Troy team a little bit there.
Okay, so we're still at 4 wins. Appalachian State loss. They probably beat Marshall.
I think on the road, I don't think they beat Marshall. I think it could be a neutral site. I think they're very even teams because we had questions about Marshall yesterday. I think I'm a little bit sold more on Marshall, though, to be honest with you.
So let's give them a loss. Marshall, Georgia Southern, Georgia State. They'll win one. I would lean under here.
Yeah,
it's most likely 6, but I would lean towards. I would say closer to 5 wins than 7 wins.
Yeah, if you're looking at it and it's still 6, I think it's a good play at 6 because at least you'll get a push if they steal one of those. But I would not go any. If it's 6.5, I'm staying away from that. This team's not. There's not.
So you're saying over 6?
No. I would say, yeah, I would probably lean closer to just the 6, and it would push. Maybe you get a steal, but I don't see it happening. If it got any higher, no shot.
No, I would go under at 6. I would say I think they're at 6 wins, closer to 5 than they are 7.
Well, maybe we look up on September 21st and they stun Virginia or they steal one of the because they are always a feisty team, Coastal, but their defense would have to be.
They are always a feisty team.
Feisty team.
You describe them as feisty.
I say feisty.
They are a feisty team.
Feistiest non-academy team. That's what they are.
They are a feisty team. All right, next up, we got Old Dominion. Speak of the devil. You're just talking about them.
Talk about a team that got gutted.
Yeah, but I actually think okay. I don't I don't have all negative things to say about Old Dominion. By no means am I going to sit here and be like Old Dominion's